Miss Cager, and I am back again with another video to help you out with the research paper. This video is all about drafting the research paper, and there's a lot of information in this PowerPoint, and I don't want to just read it all to you. I think that's going to be really boring. So we're going to look at a few slides, and I'm going to highlight the big ideas, but then what I really want you to do is just download the PowerPoint, open up the PowerPoint, and look through it as you're drafting. So one of my favorite things is drafting because it's just getting your ideas down on paper, okay? It's not something that requires a lot of thought. We're not worried about spelling. We're not worried about mistakes. So I like this. I like this picture because the drafting is this poor, messy, dirty, tangled up dog over here on the left, but it's there. And that's what we're doing right now. When you're drafting your paper, it's going to be messy. It's going to look a little bit out of sorts. We're not worried about that right now. We will get the pretty puppy when we get to the revising and editing stage. That's where we kind of clean things up. So for right now, you're just going to get your rough draft, just get your draft on paper. That can be physically writing it out by hand with a pen and paper, or typing it out in your computer if that's easier. Whatever you prefer is totally acceptable. So this PowerPoint is extremely detailed and really walks you through drafting every single paragraph. So rather than reading every slide to you, I'm going to kind of briefly touch on the big points of each slide. But then, like I said, you will have this PowerPoint to download and walk through the process as you're writing. So the first thing we have in any essay or piece of writing is our introduction or our introductory paragraph. And for your introduction, you want to think about the who, the what, the when, the where, the how of your topic. And then how much of this information can you assume that your reader knows? Then a good introduction will have a hook, some background information, and then, of course, your claim. So then you're presented with this blank slide. So if this helps you and you download this PowerPoint, you can literally reference the slide here that tells you what should be in each zone, and then have the blank slide to actually fill in your own information if that helps you with your drafting. Once you get your introductory paragraph done, you can start working on body paragraph 1. Before you begin your body paragraph, just keep in mind that we are not writing a book report. So this is not a book report about Knight. It is a research paper that requires analysis. So body paragraph 1 is going to cover assertion or reason number 1 from your claim. That's from your introduction. So you're going to choose one of those reasons and explain it to me. Explain why your argument is correct. Then you're going to give me some evidence for that. Look at the research you've collected. Choose a quote with citations that support your assertion number 1. And then you're going to give me some analysis. How does the evidence support your assertion? And explain why your argument is correct. You will need to do some thinking for this part, and this should all come from you. The analysis does not come from another source. The only place we're looking for outside sources is in the evidence portion of your writing. So you can do your assertion, your evidence, and your analysis. Then you need to consider who might be opposed to your idea. Now, some of you, based on the topics that you're choosing, you may not have a counter argument or an opposing assertion. So this is going to be a case-by-case basis. If you do, then you will include the opposition or the counter argument to your claim. Ask yourself, who is against my argument? Who is against me? And what is their point of view? Then you have to give me some evidence for that opposing point of view. Then, this is where it gets really fun. Then you explain how the opposition to your claim is either completely wrong, or you can say it's partially correct, but it's mostly wrong. It's certainly not the best idea, and how your argument is better. This is where you're advocating for your argument, and you want to use your evidence as proof to either refute or concede. Again, this is some thinking, and none of this should come from a source other than you. Body paragraph 2 would be modeled the same way as body paragraph 3. So again, assertion number 2, evidence for assertion 2, and then your analysis. And then your opposition. If there is an opposing viewpoint, that's where you would put it. Opposition to assertion 2, the evidence for that opposition and analysis. And then finally, you would do the same thing for body paragraph number 3 with assertion 3. And then here are the blank slides. So if you want to go in and write these out yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. It's broken down, body paragraph 1. And then you'll just repeat body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3. Finally, you will end with a conclusion. So the way I like to formulate a conclusion is to restate my claim. So this is your claim or your thesis statement. You want to restate that at the beginning of your conclusion. Summarize your 3 points or your 3 assertions. You can acknowledge your opposition if you choose to do that. And then always end with a call to action. You're asking your reader to do something or to agree with you in some way about your claim. All right, so that video recording is a little bit shorter, but feel free to either pause along the way and do your writing along the way, or you can just download the PowerPoint and go through and fill that in at your own pace. So way to go, guys. We are through the drafting part of this research project. The last PowerPoint will talk about the MLA formatting and revising and editing for your final draft.